Hello, this is Adrian with Landscapians. Special shout out to the Land O'Lakes community who I'm filming this video primarily for. I'm going to be going over St. Augustine grass. I've got a bunch of tabs open. You're going to see my ADHD and running its full course at the top of the screen, but it's actually pretty organized and well put together. So I'm really excited to talk about St. Augustine, all that goes into maintaining it, ensuring that it's doing its thing, that it's lush, that it's green, that it's healthy, it's beautiful, and it's free of bugs and disease. So let's jump right in. Just a little quick joke down here in Bexley, where we live. Sand cranes are all over the place, but we love them. Continuing on, I want to get into the weather. I want to talk about the grass. We're talking about grass, St. Augustine. We're going to talk about it in many different ways. This is going to be an extremely comprehensive look at your yard. It's going to give you a level of understanding to completely DIY your yard if you want to. I would venture to say most people are going to see this and understand the level of commitment that's required to truly make your grass healthy here. And it's no joke. So let's hop right in. First and foremost, this is right now. You can see it's 1:09 a.m. Dear Lord, uh, you got to get in where you can. I got a 3-month old. Forgive me. So diving right in, I want to talk about the temperature. And so today we looked at a degree high, pretty high, and a low of 61 degrees. I believe the grass is coming out of dormancy right now. And so I think I asked that question here. When exactly does St. Augustine come out of dormancy? You can ask it for Land O'Lakes. If you're not using AI to answer questions about your home and things that are going wrong in your home, you're really missing out because it's gathering information and you can be very specific and you should be specific. For example, I'm saying Land O'Lakes, not Tampa. So I could say Tampa, it's a pretty big metropolitan area, but I'm trusting the AI to gather the data and more specific honed in research on where I'm actually at. Let's look at the next 10-day forecast. Today's Saturday the 19th, and we're 90, 62, 90, 90. Okay, so the grass is going to be growing. Expect your grass to be growing. We're here. The grass is growing, no doubt. So looking at the 10-day forecast. While we're here, we're going to be looking at something muy importante. You start closing my tabs out too. The precipitation. So here's the percentage rain. Now, I've been hearing different things about percentage means and exactly how it works. Again, if you're not using AI right now, I highly recommend it because you got to just drill down, but ask questions as if you're a kindergartner, and it will give you some really cool answers. And so I asked, what exactly does the percentage rain represent in weather forecast? I've never asked this before, but I've always been curious. So it represents a likelihood that a measurable amount of rain, 0.01 inches or more, will fall at a specific location within the forecast area during a given time period. So I had heard somebody said that the percentage truly represented it's going to be that percentage of that specific area. So if I took a map of Land O'Lakes, it was guaranteed through the forecast that 10% of Land O'Lakes was going to receive rain. I had heard that, but I've confirmed now exactly what it is. A 30% chance of rain does not mean 30% of the area. Rather, it's a 30% chance at any given point in the forecasted area, and it's anywhere in the area. So when you see Land O'Lakes with a 3% forecast, 6%, that this is not great. This is why y'all see me sending all this stuff out about irrigation and Wi-Fi controllers. This, I believe, is the hardest zip code to be maintaining St. Augustine grass in the country. I've told a lot of my clients this, but my landscape supply, shout out to Cecilia and Site One in Newport Richie. She she is number 1 in the nation out of 5,000 stores in insecticide, and number 3 in the nation out of 5,000 stores in fungicide. And so where we're at in Bexley is all new construction homes. Much of the sod was installed very poorly off the rip, very poorly. Tons of thatch. We've got a bear in front of us because when you see this, you need to understand not only is your grass not being watered, but Pasco County is on the water pressure's neck. And so they're not going to allow much irrigation to run. So wait a minute. There's no rain. And then the heat and temperature is scorching. It's going up. Luckily, it's partly cloudy some of these days. But then there's no irrigation either. So we are in for a bear. You have got to be on your P's and Q's. You've got to be on your game for your rats. We have weekly maintenance clients in which my mow team is taking pictures every single week and tagging my irrigation tag and asking them to get out to yards. And so the list is compiling, it's growing and growing, and it will not stop. Last year, many people lost a lot of grass, and it cost a lot of people thousands of dollars. So we're 8 minutes in here. I probably got another 15 minutes to go of just straight gold that will truly save money down here in Land Lakes, Florida, because this side is no joke and it's not easy to install because, again, as you're seeing these temperatures go up, it's not raining. It gets hotter and harder to work in too. So my guys who are doing the work and trying to help this situation out are having an even harder time than ever. So it's no joke. Out of nowhere, then the rain's weeds are gonna quadruple in frequency and volume. We're gonna get delayed on our mow teams, and it's gonna be a complete nightmare. I have so many contingency plans ready. It's why I'm up at 1 a.m. in the morning doing this stuff because it's truly a nightmare. And I think people think it's so easy, and it's really not. So let's continue on with the St. Augustine grass. So when we get into Tim's, I want to so last year here in Bexley, Land Lakes, in our zip code 34638, we had the drought from hell. We had 2 droughts. It was a nightmare. This is what I was just talking about. So let's talk about the rain compared to last year. And so Land Lakes specifically, precipitation in 2024 experienced a roller coaster of dry and wet periods with short-term flash drought impacting crops. They're saying it didn't go to extreme drought, but the current climate for 2025 is not favorable for drought improvement. La Nina, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? Is expected to continue affecting frontal rainfall. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. It was terrible last year. I mean, everybody was so stressed. People stopped doing landscaping projects. It was an absolute nightmare. The grass was, I mean, things can get set on fire. It doesn't end. So I want to get into St. Augustine grass do's and don'ts. These are just, again, great prompts. You can essentially look at your Google searches now as AI prompts because look what I'm getting here. And so, again, be very specific and talk to me like I'm a kindergarten. Seriously, AI. Or as the Department of Education calls it, A1. I think in Land Lakes, St. Augustine grass thrives with proper care. Well, at 3 to 3.5 inches, we keep ours at like 3.75. We don't want to go too low because of the heat. You can go too low and it's not great. Water deeply, but less frequently. Water deeply, but less frequently. I sent an email out to my client database the other day with our recommended watering times. And so right now, I would recommend twice a week. Don't mow too short, don't overwater, and don't let thatch build up. I recently made a video about power raking, which is the thatch buster. Let's quickly do a search for thatch. I'm going to show that to you. So let's go to here. This is the best way to know you have thatch. Go out in your grass and look here. This is thatch. This needs to be raked out. This is very problematic for multiple reasons. One, it's taking up vital space that the green grass can root down into. It's taking up that space where it can't go. Two, a lot of our insecticide treatments are a spray. You can do a granular, and that's a more powerful, more expensive treatment. That will be ineffective, but the spray will be completely ineffective when you have built up thatch. What does that mean? That means that when you see stuff like this living underneath the thatch will cover up bugs that would have been killed by pest control. But because it's there, the bugs are getting a little bit of a safety layer. Let me X that out, try and get rid of my tabs. So we're talking about mowing, water deeply but less frequently. So sandy soils may require more frequently water. We are sandy soil here in Bexley. Fertilization, apply precision fertilizer during the active growing season. Sunday lawn care, I cannot personally speak to. I would love to see some of their products, but I'm kind of waiting to hear from a homeowner who's had good results with them. But let's get into pests and disease control. I want you to know that when we're talking about pests of your grass, we are talking about disease, insects, and weeds. So weeds are considered a pest. And so for those things, you have insecticide for the insects, fungicide for the disease, and herbicides for the weeds. You've got three different kind of herbicides, one for concrete and pavers, you've got one for garden beds, and then you've got one that won't kill your grass. So you can spot spray in your grass and it will just kill the weed. So that's a pest. The other one is chinch bugs. She called yellow to brown patches. I believe I actually pulled up some chinch bug damage just so you guys can see it because it's pretty common down here. And people, they don't realize that their yards getting torn up. So that's treated grass. We're being very specific here. I wonder, let's follow this little rabbit hole down the chinch bug. This is a nightmare, and we see it all the time. It's an absolute nightmare. And so we spray for chinch bugs. We also put down a granular fertilizer. It's another good one, just of what chinch bug damage can look like. That right there looks like some different diseases as well. Here's a good one. Dead St. Augustine grass may stem from chinch bugs. So we're at pest and disease control. They only talked about chinch bugs here. No, that's insects, requires insecticide, but there are diseases I want to touch on specific down here that you can expect to be seeing commonly and you kind of need to keep an eye out. This is gray leaf, so you can just literally pick up a blade of grass and you can just kind of see how it looks. It's just something's off about it. There's another one. You look at your grass and it's not lush. This should feel like a disease. So you're seeing it here. Next time you go outside, or if you're outside right now, pull up some of your blades of grass. Looks like this. This doesn't mean anything, but when I get a little bit closer and I start to see things like this, then I know it's gray leaf spot. And here you would look up the proper fungicide that targets that, spray your yard with it, and you'd see this improve. So take all root is another one. This is nasty, and I see it all over Bexley. It's really off-putting. It's the worst. To me, it's the worst disease. Take all root. It just sounds like an evil villain, like the final boss. So here, ooh, it's just, I hate it. I hate take all root. Look at that. We see a lot of this. And the whole yard will be great. And the middle area will look like that. Take all root rot. They're calling it. So you can look into a little bit more what causes it. This is a good image right here showing St. Augustine's root system. People don't realize. Look at that vine. This picture's perfect. I'm glad I found it. These are the root systems. So this has to want to vine somewhere. You see the vine and then the roots start going down. That's when you see the blades get stronger. As the roots establish themselves and get better and stronger, this becomes stronger and better and healthier and more resistant. This is brown spot, and it rears its ugly head in many different ways. But look at it; it's like an alien invasion of your grass. And make no mistake about it, in Bexley, Florida, where we built over farmlands, there's a lot of competition and a lot of pitfalls for our grass. St. Augustine was not native to this area. There's probably about 30 to 50, if not way more, other weeds and grasses, as well as invasive grasses that are coming along. I went to my backyard the other day. I back up to conservation and I saw a man in a nuclear suit, a literal nuclear suit. And sir, what are you doing? He said, I'm spraying for invasive weeds. I'm like, what is going on here? What are the weeds doing? I had just started my landscape company. I wasn't really spraying for fungicide or herbicide pests in the grass, so I didn't think too much about it. But now I'm like, oh my dear Lord, invasive weeds? You got to be kidding me. Now that we've gone over the diseases, I have some question here because I talk to individuals and they tell me, well, I don't need pest control, or I had it and it sucked, and therefore I don't now need it because the one guy I hired sucked. So that sucks. That's not how that's gonna work. And let's check it. Okay, St. Augustine grass will struggle to thrive without proper pest control, particularly during the establishment phase of new construction. Yeah, it's a popular choice. It's susceptible to pest, disease. There's brown patch, gray leaf spot, root rot, which is take all root. And so it's essential that you treat your grass. And I just started this business. April makes 2 years for us. So I was just a regular, watch a quarter of the YouTube video kind of DIYer myself. And now I'm quite thorough, as you can see. But looking back, there was no way I was ever going to figure this out without dedicating a massive amount of work and attention to it. So it's very meticulous work to understand it. Nature's different, but it's a lot. In the Lakes, Florida, during April, St. Augustine grass typically needs 1 inch of water per week, either from rain or irrigation. However, this can vary based on weather conditions and soil type. Okay, I want to introduce you to a product, and I'll put this link in the video, but you can put this in your yard. I would recommend to do is let it run for 10 minutes and see how much fills up and put them a couple different spots. See how much fills up and then get your 10-minute worth. And so if you get an inch in 10 minutes in certain areas, and you're going to want to test each zone for sure, the sides need less than the front. The front and the back get a lot of sun. If your sides are in between two homes and not a corner lot, then your side zones need way less. I was at a home today where the side zone shared the front zone. This is a ginormous problem because they need very different watering needs. And I often see at this home, both fail because the homeowner goes back and forth overwatering, underwatering, trying to appease the side and the front, which are two totally different. Anyway, get one of these, see how much each zone is doing. This is a lot. If you don't want to do it, we do this kind of stuff for you guys. All right, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. I'm leaving you on this 10-day forecast. Just a kind of quick reminder, we have a lot of sun, we have a lot of heat, we don't have a lot of rain. Doesn't look like any's coming until next Sunday. Now, things change in Florida all the time, but it doesn't look great right now. If you made it this far, thank you so much. It was great kicking it and chatting with y'all. I know we're in Land Lakes, Florida, but this information can help a lot of people. You may not have St. Augustine, or you may have St. Augustine somewhere else in the country, but the questions that I'm asking and the type of research I'm doing should transcend wherever you're at. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments, like and subscribe. And thanks for giving landscaping this opportunity to take your yard out of this world. Have a good one. Bye bye, guys. See ya.